What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So, it's a brand new season, basically season 14 of the Go Battle League. And I know there's been a bit of disappointment going around in terms of the lack of updates. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people would have expected a little bit more of a shake-up as far as the meta is concerned. But in today's video, we're going to be trying out the brand new Fairy Wind Whimsicott along with Surf Jellicent in the Open Great League. I mean, these two are definitely an upgrade of what they were in the previous seasons. I mean, Surf is such a fantastic addition to Jellicent, which is already a fantastic Pokemon. And I feel like Fairy Wind on Whimsicott is an absolute deal breaker, right? This thing is so good. It has such a unique typing and a fantastic moveset as well. For this team, we're going to be using Whimsicott in the lead with Sableye and Jellicent as the closer. So some really fun battles in here. Let's get straight into it. So we had an Obstagoon on the lead there. They make a switch into their Gyarados, which is not necessarily a good matchup for Gyarados either, because Whimsicott completely walls Gyarados, right? Every single thing Gyarados has is either resisted or double resisted by Whimsicott because of the grass fairy typing. I'm going to switch into my Sableye because I do need to preserve my Whimsicott for the Obstagoon later on. Obstagoon comes back in, it's okay. I mean, this isn't the worst matchup because you can still do quite a bit of damage with return, although these Shadow Claws are triple resisted. They go for the Obstruct Shield Bait, which is okay as well. I'm going to go for the return right now. Does about, as you can see, a little more than 50% of Obstagoon's health. And if this is a Night Slash, it's probably going to KO, but they decide to bait with Obstruct again, which is okay as well. And at this point, I'm just going to go for the Foul Play. Now, they are double boosted in terms of their defense, so this Foul Play will not KO, but they do shield that anyways. They probably thought there was a return. That's okay. We're going to let this go through right now. It is a Night Slash this time, and I can just basically come in with my Whimsicott. They do get the attack boost as well, so they are boosted in both their attack and defense, which is not ideal, especially for my Jellicent in the back. So I'm just going to try and get rid of this Obstagoon as soon as I can. As you can see, Whimsicott is just insane, right? With Fairy Wind, the energy generation is so good, and that's what it kind of lacked in the past. It has such a fantastic typing and a good charge move pool as well, but with Fairy Wind, Grass Knot, and Moonblast, it's so good. I mean, you can use it as the lead for a lot of different ABB lines here. So again, they have a Mandibuzz in the back. Unfortunately, they go for the Dark Pulse, and this is one of those situations where Ice Beam would have obviously helped. I mean, that's just how it works, right? You immediately change the moves and you wish you had the older move, but anyways, as you can see, you can still spam out those serves there. Also has Stab coming from a Jellicent. I'm going to shield up the Dark Pulse here and try to go for as many serves as I can. Just going to go for the Surf right now. Probably going to switch into my Whimsicott right now. Again, these Snarls are not doing so much damage, so I should be able to get to a move here. I do shield this up. It's going to be very close. Mandibuzz is extremely tanky here. And can I get to a Grass Knot? But I don't need to because we're able to Fairy Wind down there. So, pretty close battle. Honestly, I mean, these were, I just like, they were like, I just put some battles together, obviously a few straightforward battles as far as rank 1 are concerned. I mean, that's obviously the fun part of the season where you see all sorts of different Pokemon. So I'm just going to speed through some of those rank 1 battles here. We have an Araquanid on the lead. I switch into my Sableye right now. Obviously because Jellicent has such a fantastic matchup against Araquanid. They make a switch into their Honchkrow. That was actually a good catch on their part, but for some reason they shielded. But again, Shadow Honchkrow, extremely glassy, right? I do let this go and they end up going straight for Brave Bird there. That's very interesting. But I'm going to come with my Whimsicott because they've lowered their defense. As you can see, Fairy Wind is absolutely chunking. So I'm definitely going to shield this up. Unfortunately, it ends up being a Dark Pulse. I thought that was a Sky Attack or something. But anyways, at this point, they actually come in with their Hypno right now. So I'm going to go for the back-to-back Grass Knots here. So I'm going to go for the first one right now. It's going to do about 50% of Hypno's health. And immediately going to go for the next one right now. This should draw the shield from Hypno. And I just want to get rid of this Hypno because again, Jellicent can definitely deal with the Araquanid, right? So I go into my Jellicent here. I do have to watch out for Thunder Punch, but it actually ends up being a Psychic, which does a lot more than a Thunder Punch would have done. That could have been a Shadow Ball as well. So it was a bit of a risky sort of decision to kind of let that go through. But we end up CMP tying on what should probably be a Bubble Beam right now. It is just a Bubble Beam, which is fantastic because I should be able to get one of the Shadow Ball here. These infestations are resisted as well. It's going to be another Bubble Beam, which is again resisted, and we should be able to get to the Shadow Ball right now. Again, this is double debuffed, but it still should do quite a bit of damage to this Araquanid. It doesn't quite take it out though, unfortunately, but I'm going to farm up a little bit extra energy, and this could be a Bug Buzz, right? I do have to respect it. It is a Bug Buzz. It's a good thing I kind of shielded that, and I'm going to fully farm it down and go for the Moonblast. Moonblast is a bit of an overkill from this situation because Hypno doesn't have too much health, but I just want to play it safe anyways there. So yeah, those were some rank 1 battles we managed to finish. Like I said, I just skipped through some of the rest of the ones which were probably pretty straightforward, but anyways, probably one more here for rank 1. We have Whimsicott into a Snorlax, which is pretty interesting. Honestly, this is actually I'm kind of forced to stay in because I have two ghost types in the back and I don't really want to switch into either of those. I mean, Sableye has an okay matchup. I definitely don't want my Jellicent to go up against a Snorlax. So I do shield up the first body slam right there just to preserve a bit of health on Whimsicott because this is an ABB line and I might need it. So I decide to switch in my Sableye to catch a body slam here, which is double resisted. And now they make a switch into their Hitmonchan. So this is beautiful. I mean, honestly, fighters have no play against this team, and the fact that they're switching into their Hitmonchan is very interesting, right? They probably saw the dark type and did it, but I'm not sure why. But anyways, I'm gonna go for the foul play here, even though that's resisted. The Shadow Claw, I mean, they do still end up shielding that because obviously that's understandable because the Shadow Claw plus the resisted foul play damage would be enough to KO. They're just going straight Power Up Punch right now for some reason. They're probably trying to amp up a potential Thunder Punch or Fire Punch on my Jellicent or Whimsicott, right? So I come in with my Jellicent here because we can tank a boosted Thunder Punch. But if it's a boosted Ice Punch, Whimsicott might go down from that range there. But they just end up going straight Power Up Punch here. I'm like, this is surely a Thunder Punch, right? This is like triple boosted at this point, and it's another Power Up Punch. So again, you see that kind of, I mean, they probably are running only one move. You never know in rank 1, right? But anyways, I go for the Surf right now. Onto the Snorlax does KO. As you can see, that does quite a bit of damage. And out comes the Altaria here, and we have a Whimsicott, and I'm able to get to the Moonblast right now. It's going to absolutely destroy this Altaria. Near one-shots it from full health there, and we're able to Fairy Wind down right now. So yeah, let's move into some rank 3 battles here, fast forward, and we're gonna have a Whimsicott into a Scrafty. This is absolutely beautiful. You definitely want to catch the dark types on the lead here. I've been pretty lucky with the leads initially, I mean, in rank 1, but as sort of, I mean, in some of these battles, you'll see that I do end up losing the lead in some cases as well. So they end up going, I just go for the Moonblast right away, just in case they no shield. It's just gonna one-shot. The fact that they're staying in is very interesting. They probably have another Pokemon in the back, which is weak to Whimsicott. I do have to preserve my Whimsicott because, like I said, this is an ABB line and I can't have my double ghost types in the back, especially if they have a normal type or something in the back, right? So I go for the Grass Knot here. It does KO the Scrafty, and out comes a Alolan Raichu, which is interesting. So, and at this point, I'm actually going to fully farm down. I'm going to shield this up. And it's a Psychic, which is, I mean, again, definitely not the right move against Sableye, but they probably didn't want to lower their defense, which meant that we had extra farm there. And they have a Greninja in the back. Understandable why they decided to stay in with their lead, because obviously Greninja also has a pretty terrible matchup against Whimsicott, right? I was trying to go for the return here, try to force them to throw some energy. It's going to be a Night Slash. That's absolutely fine. I definitely don't want my Jellicent against the Greninja because Greninja completely walls Jellicent, right? Because both water and ghost moves are resisted. But again, Whimsicott is able to take care of that there. So moving on to the next battle here, we have Whimsicott into a Charizard. Again, this is the first time I kind of lose the lead here. I switch immediately into my Sableye right now. I do have to obviously watch out for Blast Burn, especially with Wing Attack. The energy generation is pretty insane on Charizard, right? So again, I do get a shield though, so I don't mind letting it go through even if it's a Blast Burn. That's okay. At least we got a shield here. Ends up being a Dragon Claw. We end up CMP tying on the second Dragon Claw here. I don't decide to shield this because it's really not worth it because they're probably going to farm down if I do shield anyways, right? At this point, I'm probably going to come with my Jellicent here and trying to look to farm this Charizard all the way down. We can definitely tank a couple of Dragon Claws or a Blast Burn, whatever they choose to throw here. Blast Burn is going to do quite a bit of damage in spite of being resisted. And I'm going to fully farm down here. Hopefully I can just before they can get to a Dragon Claw there, which is good. And they have a Venusaur in the back. This is where it gets a bit tricky here. Both Jellicent and Whimsicott don't have great matchups against Venusaur. But I'm able to get to the back-to-back Shadow Balls, which is really nice. Again, if we had Ice Beam, this would be so much better, but that's okay. I come in with my Whimsicott here. And at this point, we're just going to go for the Moonblast. Absolutely shielding the Sludge Bomb. We are double weak to poison because of the grass fairy typing, and farming up just a little bit more, going for the Moonblast here. I was trying to go for the Grass Knot, but again, Grass Knot might not be enough because that is double resisted, and they have a Swampert in the back, and this is beautiful. Just go straight for the Grass Knot. This is absolutely going to one-shot the Swampert there, especially a Shadow Swampert. That probably takes out like 3 Swamperts in the Great League there. Anyways, moving on to the next battle here, we have a Whimsicott into a Jellicent right now. So once again, a really good lead. This is actually a pretty solid matchup here. I do have a Jellicent isn't really a problem for this team because we have 2 counters to Jellicent. In fact, all three of my Pokemon can deal with Jellicent, right? They do decide to let the Grass Knot go through, which is very interesting. They go for the Bubble Beam Shield Bait as well, which is nice. And they make a switch into their Nidoqueen. Again, we have double counters to need. We have 2 ghost types in the back. Obviously, you definitely want a solid response to poison, especially when you're running Whimsicott in your team, because Whimsicott, like I said, is extremely weak to poison, right? Luckily, we have 2 ghost types which can deal with Nidoqueen just fine. And I can just go for the second foul play here before another charge move comes through. But they go for another Poison Fang, which is fine. That's resisted as well in spite of the lower defense. That's not going to KO. And if they want to preserve their Nidoqueen, they're going to have to go down 2 shields here, which they don't decide to do, which is understandable. And they have an Aerodactyl in the back, and this is GG's right now, because we can just come in this with my Jellicent. I have 2 shields left, and I can just go for the Surf right now. This will absolutely one-shot the Aerodactyl. It's one of the most glassiest Pokemon in the league. As you can see, just absolutely one-shots it. They probably didn't expect that. They probably thought it was a Bubble Beam or something. But anyways, we're able to farm down the Jellicent. That's going to take the win for us there. So, like I said, these are some earlier rank battles. Probably not the best showcase for this team, but I'm definitely looking forward to trying out this team in certain higher ranks as well. So we have a Trevenant. Trevenant definitely a little bit of an interesting Pokemon for this team. Sableye has a decent matchup against it, but I do have to block the Shadow Ball here. Whimsicott has a kind of a neutral matchup against it. As you can see, we get to Shadow Ball and Moonblast at the same time, right? Which is nice. Unfortunately, we end up losing CMP. That's okay. I switch into my Sableye, which is probably not the best decision given the fact that Sableye is my hard Trevenant counter, but Sableye is the safe swap in this team, so I find it more comfortable to switch into Sableye rather than Jellicent. They go for the Rock Slide with the Galarian Stunfisk here. I'm able to get to another foul play right now, and at this point we can beat a Trevenant with my Jellicent as long as I have shield advantage. But I'm not going to shield this. I'm definitely going to need to preserve at least 1 shield for my back line here. So I do let that go through, come in with my Whimsicott. I don't even want to reveal what's in the back. But unfortunately, we're going to have to tank a Grass Knot or a Rock Slide here because this Fairy Wind is resisted. Back in comes Trevenant. I go for the Grass Knot right now just to hopefully try and bait a shield. But they don't shield. I probably could have just gone straight Moonblast, but that's okay because this allows an opportunity for Jellicent to be able to farm down. They switch right away into their Walrein, and this is perfect. Jellicent has a really good matchup against Walrein. I just need to make sure I don't fall for an Icicle Spear shield bait. But I go for the Shadow Ball here. If they go, they're probably going to go straight for the Earthquake right now. I don't want to end up shielding an Icicle Spear because that might be a loose con here. But yeah, we end up shielding the Earthquake. At this point, there's nothing they can do right now because I can just go for the back-to-back serves. And yeah. Just being able to go for another one here. This is going to be an Earthquake, which is going to do a lot of damage, but that's okay. And we're just going to completely farm down because I need to have a move ready to go against the Trevenant, right? Just going to go with the Shadow Ball here. It's a bit of an overkill. Could have just gone straight Surf, and that would have taken it out, but that's okay as well. We're able to get to the Shadow Ball, and that's going to take the win for us there. So we end up with another 5-0 set. I mean, like I said, it's pretty straightforward in these initial ranks, but I definitely do feel that, you know, a lot of ABB lines with Whimsicott leads can be, I mean, it definitely has a lot of potential in the higher ranks as well. So anyways, guys, I'm looking forward to uploading a lot more videos with some interesting team comps. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.